guys, it's Kevin. I am back again for another video. So I was doing a lot of thinking recently, and the fact that the end of a decade or beginning of a new decade is upon us, it really stuck with me, and it kind of got me thinking about what I did in the last decade, my goals and achievements. At the start of this decade I was 13, I'm now 23. It's crazy. But with that being said, there has been a lot of iconic moments in this last decade, and also a lot of iconic albums. So I thought, why not just put together my own list of the albums of the decade.
Albums of the decade, oh yeah!
So just a few quick disclaimers first before we get into this list. So I'm basing this list off of sales, accolades, and personal taste. So obviously this list is going to be very subjective to my own music taste. If you don't see your favorite artists or albums on this list, then please do not go into the comment section and try to kill me. Before getting into it, I also wanted to just state that this is in no way trying to pin people against each other, no way trying to put other people down in any way, shape, or form. Everybody is iconic, everybody has their good moments, their bad moments, their good albums and bad albums. I wanted this video to be more of a celebration and acknowledgement of just great pieces of work in the last 10 years. Another side note before we get into this is I'm only going to be doing one album per artist, so you're not going to be seeing 5 Lady Gaga albums on this list or anything like that. It's just going to be one album per artist, just to make the list a little bit more diverse. And also we're going to be going in chronological order from 2010 to 2019. So yeah. So without further ado, let's get into it. You guys, this list actually took me a long time to write up and just get all of the information on it, so bear with me. I have my notepad here with me, and I'm gonna try not to make this video too long for you guys either, so I'm just gonna get right into this. So starting at 2010, we have Katy Perry's Teenage Dream. This was Katy's second album, and the album spawned 7 singles, 5 of them becoming #1, which made Katy the first female in history to achieve that. Metacritic gave Katy Perry's Teenage Dream a score of 52 out of 100. Teenage Dream went 3 times platinum in the US. So skipping forward a year, we are at 2011, and my pick for 2011 was Goodbye Lullaby by Avril Lavigne. Now this is Avril Lavigne's 4th studio album, and it spawned 3 singles from the album. The album won her the MTV Fan Music Awards Album of the Year, and Metacritic gave it a score of 58 out of 100. This album went gold in the US. Skipping forward another year to 2012, we have 2 albums for this year. First album for 2012, I chose Red by Taylor Swift. Red is Taylor's 4th studio album, and it spawned 7 singles. The album debuted at #1, winning Taylor the World Music Awards World's Best Album. Metacritic gave this a score of 77 out of 100. And the album went 7 times platinum. It's pretty good. My second album of 2012 is Electra Heart by Marina, formerly known as Marina and the Diamonds. This is Marina's second studio album, and it debuted at #1 on the UK chart. It is the lowest selling #1 album of the 21st century in the UK. However, it is kind of known as the fan favorite album. I'm not speaking for all the fans, of course, but Electra Heart by Marina has definitely been put on a pedestal. This is also Marina's probably most mainstream album to date as well. Metacritic gave Electra Heart a rating of 57 out of 100, and it also went gold in the US. So skipping on forward to 2013, we have Art Pop by Lady Gaga. So Art Pop was kind of deemed by a lot of people as a flop of an album. However, it actually debuted at #1. This is Lady Gaga's 3rd album. It spawned 3 singles, and to me personally, this is her best piece of work yet, just because of every single song. Metacritic gave Art Pop a rating of 61 out of 100, and it also went platinum in the US, so it's not really much of a flop now, is it? Skipping forward to 2014, Guys, I could not find a good album in 2014. Not worthy enough for this list, so I'm sorry, but we're just skipping on to 2015. So for 2015, we have the album 25 by Adele. This is Adele's third studio album, and it spawned 4 singles. I'm gonna have to read from this because there's like so much information. The album debuted at number 1, selling 3.38 million in its first week, making Adele's 25 the largest single week sales since 1991. It's the best-selling album of 2015, winning the Brit Award for Album of the Year and the lead single Hello winning Song of the Year. Metacritic gave the album 25 a 75. Metacritic gave the album 25 a 75 out of 100 rating, and it went 11 times platinum. Moving on over to 2016, we have Lemonade by Beyonce. Lemonade is Beyonce's 6th studio album. It spawned 5 singles. It debuted at number 1, and it became the best-selling album of 2016, winning Beyonce a lot of awards, including Best Female Artist and Album of the Year. Metacritic gave it a score of 92 out of 100, which is the highest rated. Metacritic scored the album Lemonade a 92 out of 100, which is actually the highest rated album on this list, and it went 3 times platinum. So in 2017 we have 2 albums. First album is Rainbow by Kesha. Rainbow is Kesha's 3rd studio album, spawning 3 singles. It debuted at number 1, and it was nominated for the Best Pop Vocal Album at the Grammys, making this Kesha's first ever Grammy nomination. Metacritic scored Rainbow in 81 out of 100, and it also went gold in the US. My second album for 2017 is El Dorado by Shakira. This is Shakira's 11th album. She has a lot of albums. It spawned 5 singles. It peaked at number 1 on the US top Latin albums, and it won her a Grammy Award for Best Latin Pop Album. It's not reviewed by Metacritic, which is odd. I don't really know why, but anyways, it went diamond in the US. So 2018, we're getting close. In 2018, we have A Star Is Born soundtrack. This soundtrack spawned 3 singles. It peaked at number 1. Metacritic gave it a score of 78 out of 100, and it went 2 times platinum in the US. So moving on to this year, 2019, we have 2 albums this year. Our first one is When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go by Billie Eilish. It spawned 3 singles and it peaked at number 1. This album got a score of 78 out of 100 by Metacritic, and it went 2 times platinum. So the second album of 2019 is Thank You Next by Avril Lavigne. Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. Thank You Next is Ariana's 5th album. It spawned 3 singles. The title track broke records for the most plays in a single day by a female artist. All 3 singles went to number 1, and her 3rd single knocked her 2nd single off of the top spot, making her the first female in history to do so. She also broke the record for longest streaming week for a pop album. It went to number 1, of course, and it got scored an 86 out of 100 on Metacritic. It also went platinum in the US. So there you go, guys. Now for my little bonus of this video, for those of you who got it this far, I'm going to be announcing my album of the decade. So this is the one album that reigned above the rest of them out of the whole last 10 years. This album is, of course, 21 by Adele. Released in 2011, it is Adele's 2nd studio album, and it spawned 5 singles. It topped charts in more than 30 countries, and it became the world's best-selling album of the year for 2011 and 2012. In the UK, it is the best-selling album of the 21st century. And it is the fourth best-selling album of all time. It spent 23 weeks on the top spot of the charts in the UK, which is the longest by a female solo artist, and in the US it spent an extra week on the top spot, meaning it spent 24 weeks in the US, which is longer than any album since 1985, and the longest by any female solo artist in the history of Billboard 200. 21 is one of the best-selling albums of all time. At the 2012 Billboard Music Awards, Adele was nominated for 20 categories, winning 12 of them, but she was also nominated for plenty more and achieved plenty more awards because of this album. It is the most downloaded album in the UK, and it was certified 17 times platinum. 17 times platinum, making it the highest ever certified album in the UK with an estimated sales of 31 million worldwide. And to top it all off, Metacritic gave it a 76 out of 100. Anyways guys, that is my albums of the last decade. I am super excited for what is to come in the next decade. I hope you guys could agree with at least 1 or 2 items on this list. If not, let me know your opinions below. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!